Hey there.
We're back.
We're back.
So
what had happened was
we bought a couch.
we bought a couch online.
Yeah, it was a put together modular sofa.
Now let's just say, let me make this clear. It was on a crazy sale. There was like coupon codes and there was all these stacked up sales, so it was really, really inexpensive.
And that should have been our first one.
It should have been a clue. But
Yeah.
we were kind of desperate, and budget-wise, not desperate, but we really needed a change. Our couch was really getting too big for our living room. We wanted something a little smaller to make it more like a sitting room, right?
Yes. So when we bought the couch for this room here, originally, and when it arrived, we were flabbergasted at how huge it was.
Yeah.
But it was heavenly.
In the showroom, the original couch didn't look quite as enormous, but once we got it home in a little living room.
And we did measurements. It technically fit, but
Yeah.
we didn't realize how gigunda it would be.
It was a little too big for our space, so.
Loved it, and I still love it. We still have it, but it kind of graduated to the family room.
Yeah, the family room basement, so.
Yes.
Now the new couch is not too big for our space.
No, it's a little too small for our space.
And again, we checked the measurements and it
Yeah.
seemed like everything would be fine.
Yeah.
And it's really not as bad as we're making it out to be.
Well,
but
it kind of is. And the measurements that we did were technically right. However, we didn't realize how not only small, but how silly it looked here in the room. And also, it's not quite as poofy and as comfortable as they make it seem in the reviews.
Right. And the pictures.
Although, as we went further into the reviews, we realized, it's not so good. So, yes, we could have returned it, but we felt this was a great opportunity to show you what you can do with this sofa. I mean, we paid just slightly over $100. It was that good of a deal. How do we make this sofa work for us? It's no longer going to be just about $100 because we're going to put a little into it. But
we're going to spruce it up and make it work for our space.
Yes, but it's going to still be under $200.
Yeah.
So we purchased it online through Amazon. I probably wouldn't do this again. However, I'm glad this is an opportunity to show you what we're going to do to fix it. Because the cushions feel like you're sitting on cement, we now have bought these, the cushions. We got to the size we wanted, about a 3-inch memory foam. We're going to show you that. We're going to show you with dressing it up with new legs and some pillows, how it can really come together.
This was all her idea, by the way. After we got the thing, I thought, maybe we should just return it. And you thought, maybe there's a way to rescue this thing and make it work for us. And I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to get started.
I hope so. Because this sofa we are keeping, but it is going to graduate to the office. I'm sure we can make it great, but it's not going to be great enough for here. This room that you always see us in is our sitting room. And it's been our living room for a while, but we really want this to be a sitting room for company and whatnot. But downstairs is our family room in our finished basement. It's a lot bigger, it's a lot more comfortable, and it's a certain type of feel for like hanging out, snacking. We want this to be more of a dressier sitting room. So we're going to make that work. We do have one in the works that we are interested in that we will be getting, but as budget doesn't allow right now, it'll be something down the road. But we know what we want. But this particular one, we're going to show you what we do with it.
Let's do this then.
Let's do this. So this is a sofa, if you want to call it a sofa. It is a love seat. The cushions are very, very, very firm. And when we looked inside the zipper inside the cushion, it was fiberfill, polyfill, whatever you call it. So basically something you would stuff a pillow with, or you would maybe put fake snow in your little Christmas village. It's not meant to be something to sit on. So we're going to redo these bottom cushions with more of a memory foam. These back cushions, we've already, just to see how it would be, we took whatever fill they had in there, and we had the bench that we did, if you remember from last, about 2 weeks, our last video, we took the bench apart and we made it into a coffee table, my grandmother's old hope chest. Well, that cushion we have repurposed, and we put them in these top pillows here, and it's working okay, but we're going to kind of fix it a little bit, as it's a little bit wonky. And they came with 3 pillows, And it came with very, very cheap, if I can show you here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me try to come down a little bit. You can see these very, very cheapy, plasticky square legs, little feet on the sofa. Not sure you can see it. There's the legs. We're gonna show you how to upgrade this and make it look a lot nicer. So we're going to show you first these bottom cushions, how we're going to revamp these. Let's get started on that. So this is a memory foam. It's from a pretty decent company on Amazon, and I believe these were $27, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check and I'll write in the actual figure in the description. But it's the 3-inch that we needed. It's the size, exact size that we needed. So I'm going to show you what is in there. So this came up rolled in a ball, wrapped in plastic, and I thought these can't be the cushions. They were in a bubble wrapped envelope from Amazon, but everything now is like that. So they're trying to condense things. So we had to let this kind of air out for a little bit. So just about a half hour we did this. And we're going to let this kind of stay flat. This was a sofa that you put together. It came in little pieces, and it was very strange how it came together. I didn't know if it would work out. It certainly ended up being exactly what I expected from the picture with the fabric, but it did not look anything like it, even when it was put together. And I should have known when it came in little pieces. I wasn't feeling myself, so I didn't put this together myself. So I sat on our older couch while my husband and son started putting all the pieces together, and really my son is the one who put this whole couch together. So oddly enough, just days before he ended up needing an emergency surgery. So thank you to Jake. So I'm going to unzip this, and so you can see inside. Oh my gosh, this is so uncomfortable. I just realized what this is here, folks. There's actual springs in here. There are actual springs. It's so uncomfortable. I'm going to just put in and see how it is with just the memory foam, because I do not want the springs here. It's terrible. I mean, it is really, really firm. And it looks like they've attempted to put, I'm going to kind of rip this out a little bit. So there is these are coil springs inside here, if you can see that. And these are hard springs. It's so uncomfortable, but there's like a thing over it for memory foam. So I'm going to do something creative here. I'm going to take these springs out because they're really awful. And it's going to take a little work here because it's really like stuck on there. But now I know why it was so uncomfortable. I want you to know, no matter what they throw at you, these things, if you're on a really tight budget and you really just want to do this, you can take these things apart and make it your own. Especially when it's very inexpensive. And maybe for some people, it's okay, this firmness, but this is way too firm for me. This really gave me some back pain, actually, just sitting on it a couple nights. It's put together very poorly, by the way, too. So that seems like I shouldn't be surprised by that, being that it was inexpensive. And I'm sure you're wondering, why is she bothering taking this apart? Well, because this is a foam layer and there's some batting, and it's really good to have batting. So I'm going to actually take these out and put this around this outer shell, put it around this memory foam. Here are the springs, and like layers by layers. This is why it's so uncomfortable. There's a lot of furniture that doesn't even do this anymore with the coil springs. So I don't know why this company chose to do that. I get it, it's a sofa. But oh my goodness, wrong move. So we're going to take that out, and I'm going to leave that inner shell, and I'm going to stuff this right in the middle like the coil springs were.
Looks like a perfect fit.
It really is. And then I'm going to put this back on like it was. Actually, we'll probably go like this. And then I'm going to put this back around. So we really needed 2 people to do this here.
Yeah, this is tough.
As you can see, it's a little less poofy, but
How's it feel?
oh, yeah.
Better?
It's still firm, but I think it's much better. I really do. I think because it's going to work with you ergonomically instead of this. This is, I mean, you do spring like a couch. I can see now realizing these are the springs. So it does poof up a bit. I can see where that is, but it is very, very, very firm. This definitely is still firm, but it sinks a little bit. This will be a lot more comfortable. Inside these pillows was, and the top cushion here was this, and is very lumpy bumpy. It just doesn't totally fill it. We did take some out, but it really was like this, and it's this double layer, like very cheesy cloth, and inside was literally like you'd make fake snow, or you'd fill maybe a pillow very uncomfortably, but you would. So we had, from the bench that I showed you, this old cushion here, and this is another 3-inch. It's not a memory foam, but it's what we had, and I wanted to save money, and I wanted to do the memory foam on the seat, but we may eventually get a memory foam for the top as well. But how did we do this here? So this was okay, but it wasn't enough, and I wanted it to be really poofed up a bit. But this particular filling is terrible, folks, really terrible. So I'm trying to think how I want to do this. So I think I'm going to remove a little bit more of the fill, so it has, you know, definitely goes more with the shape of the pillow, but it's kind of awful. So I need to take some of this filling out so it fits a little flatter. And this is just going to be, so we have like an outer layer, and this is the inner layer. Not quite a memory foam, but more of a foam. And that might be okay, but it's a little lumpy bumpy, and it was before. This isn't just because we've been pulling it out. It really was not well done here. And there were already rips like this all over it. So it really was very poorly made. So I am going to see, because this actually kind of works, the size-wise, but there's enough of a give where it could use a little bit more, and it doesn't quite go to the ends like the other cushion that fit perfectly that we ordered. So I'm going to keep messing with this until I get the right filling. And I could just leave it without this cover, but this cover will keep this tamed a bit. So I'm going to kind of see if I can tuck it in here and how this would look. And I can always remove more. I'm going to put this in the back. So our back, when we're sitting on it, will be the foam. These are very simple things, you guys, and honestly, you can get memory foam just about anywhere. I ordered it on Amazon because we didn't find it in our local stores, but I have seen it before. So maybe where you live, there's memory foam, but you absolutely can order it. As I'm stuffing this in, it's getting really bulky, and I don't mind it being a little bulky, but I'm going to remove some of it till I get the size that I'm happy with. It's going to poof up a bit, which I don't want it too much poofed up. Okay, we're going to try this and see how it works and see if it's a little wonky. Some of the things we've ordered recently has these very strange zippers where they don't have the pull anymore.
The pull tab, yeah, that's so weird. You should kind of have to grab the zipper itself or pull it.
Yeah, it's very strange. So this does bump out a bit, but I kind of like that look, and I want to see how comfortable it is.
I dig it.
Is it better?
Way better than the original cushion. Yeah.
Oh, that's good news. So let's work on the next cushion. And I'll save that fill for a pillow or whatnot. Make it snow in the house.
It's going to snow outside tonight, so.
It is. Yeah, are you guys getting snow where you are? Like we are? Holy moly, are we getting snow this year? But I'm liking it.
That's what winter's all about.
It is.
Yeah.
This one was a lot easier, so I think I got less poofed up on this side. Let's see. Oh, this is way more
Better?
comfortable. Yes.
Excellent.
So now the arms. On these, so they're kind of attached with Velcro. And
It's kind of ridiculous, the Velcro attached.
it really
I don't
is.
like it.
No, but the good thing is we can fix the filling because of that. So again, it's just filled with this fiber fill and this little cover, and we started adding a little bit more, and I kind of want to add a little bit more, and I think down the road I may add memory foam again. So I'm going to poof this up and even it out a bit, because it kind of does this thing where when you put it on, if you can see here, it's kind of going off to the side. It's not really centered very well. So I'm going to try to fix that. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. It may take a little time. It may have you may have to keep going back to it because you need to zip it up and see how it works, how it fits together. If it's not, you can add more. You can also take more away. Oddly enough, this has the pull
Oh,
on the zipper. But there have been quite a few things I've ordered where it's not on there. I'm wondering if you guys have experienced that at all. Okay, I think I like that. It may still be uneven. But now it's poofed up a bit more. It definitely offers a little more support and it looks slightly more even. So I like that. I think they get a little bit chintzy a little bit on the materials. So you can fix things if you're willing to buy a cheaper thing and fix it yourself. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to tip this. Let's move this out of the way. We're going to tip this sofa. Tip it over. And we're going to show you how to upgrade the legs. So as you can see, it's very cheaply done on the bottom here. This is great for if your kids have a dorm room at college, or you have a small apartment, or you have a small room like we do. But just keep in mind, you can fix it. You can make this a lot more classy, a lot more comfortable. But these are very cheap. That a lot of sofas have these very cheap square bottoms. But look at these gorgeous beauties. This was also at Amazon. We had bought. I really wanted something a little more elaborate, so it would look really higher class. It's a nice wood finish. There's all kinds of styles. I just preferred the wood look, and I wanted it a little bit more intricate to make it a little fancier here for the sitting room. I absolutely love it. I actually thought this was a little bit more of a gray wash, more like that driftwood look that we always love. But I'm okay with this wood. And we could, down the road, we could kind of change it a little bit. But I really love this.
I like how it gives it a little more height too, because
Yes.
it was kind of a short
It was.
couch.
That's true too, Paul. But look how easily they just go on, just like the others. This is already changing up the appearance of this to look a lot more classy. And like Paul said, the height. Not much, right? You won't add like a lot more.
Couple inches.
They come in a 4-pack, so we had to get 2 4-packs. So we'll have 2 extra, which I'm sure we will use it for something down the road. Oh, what a difference already. So we've got our 2 ends, our 4 ends, and the 2 in the middle.
I think there's little pads that go on the bottom.
Oh, that's great. I love when they come with stuff like that because it can scratch up the floor, so.
Right. These also came with hardware in case we had nothing to screw this onto. We could have added these little things on there.
If you can see the legs, they're so much better. Oh my goodness. Things look a little poofier. It feels a lot more comfortable. The legs are so much nicer. It looks like a better quality sofa. It is not perfectly high quality, but it really makes a big difference. I'm going to put at least 2 of the pillows that came with it back on, and then I'm going to do bigger pillows. I bought an 18 by 18 inch. Normally I would suggest you buy the 20 by 20 and then do the 18 by 18 cover, and then you have a lot more poofier of a pillow, but I went a little bit cheaper on the price. I did a gray color because I went with the grays and the blues and the greens in here. Just to dress it up a little. Both the covers and the pillow inserts were from Amazon. So these are tips you can also use when you maybe go on Facebook Marketplace, you've inherited a sofa. I just choose to get newer. I'm a little leery of picking up anything with fabric from someone, so where it's used. So I'm also going to add a gray and white blanket that I had here. It has a little bit of a textured design on it, and it's going to incorporate that gray. It's not perfect, folks, but you know what? It really upped the level a little bit more.
What an improvement.
And this whole sofa with pillows and new cushion inserts, new legs, are all under $200. So what do you think, honey?
I like this. It's a lot more comfortable, a little more cushiony, and I like the little added height. I think it looks great too.
I do too. I think it's, wow, what a difference. It was,
These are nice too.
I mean, it was like sitting on a stone, honestly.
It was hard, yeah.
Whew, this is still on the firm side, but it has a cushion to it. It is definitely more doable. Another good benefit to sofas like this is it has you sitting up more upright.
Well, back
and
support.
yes, we love our other sofa. We still have it downstairs. It is definitely a lounge couch where you just can cozy up.
It's very deep.
It's
this way.
very
It's really,
deep.
Yeah, so you kind of,
Yes.
you definitely need pillows behind you.
Yes.
But this gives you that back support.
So this is more of like when you have company over, or you want to just sit up in your sitting room, have a cup of tea in your room. You don't have to. This isn't a lounge. This isn't a like hang out and lounge on the sofa. But it's enough that we have in this room if we want to watch TV in here, or we want to entertain, or just for the looks of it. For now, it's not perfect, but for now, this is what we're going to go with. And like I said, we have another one in mind that we will get down the road. But right now, this works, and we're going to keep it. We're going to put it in the office eventually. So for now, it's here in the sitting room. And what do you think, folks?
I
So
like it. Big improvement.
yeah, I really like it. It's definitely an improvement.